Hey everyone, welcome back to Daily English Talks. I'm really glad you're here today. In this video, we're going to explore a big question that many English learners ask. Is it possible to speak English fluently in just 5 months? Now, I'll tell you right away, yes, it absolutely is possible. And guess what? I'm going to guide you through the exact steps you need to take to reach that goal. By the end of this video, you'll have a full plan, a clear understanding of what fluency means, how you can get there quickly, and how to use your time wisely while making your practice more powerful and enjoyable. Also, we'll talk about some common ideas that stop people from learning fast. These are myths. They're not true, and we're going to break them apart. So if you've ever felt stuck or unsure, this lesson will give you the motivation and tools to move forward. What does it mean to be fluent in English? Before we talk about how to become fluent, let's first understand what that word really means. A lot of people think fluency means you have to speak perfectly, like someone born in an English-speaking country. But that's actually not true. You don't need perfect grammar. You don't need to know every word. You don't need to sound like a native speaker. Fluency simply means you can speak easily and naturally. You can say what you want to say without stopping too much to think about every word. Your sentences just flow, like water in a smooth stream. You're not stuck. You're not frozen. Your ideas come out without too much effort. Even if you make small mistakes, people can still understand you. And you can understand them too. That's fluency. So what does fluent English look like? Let me give you a better idea. If you're fluent in English, you can have normal conversations about daily things, like your plans, your job, or what you had for lunch. Ask for help, give opinions, and answer questions without struggling. Feel comfortable speaking in English, even if you're nervous or not 100% sure about your grammar. Keep a conversation going. You don't get stuck or go silent. You keep talking and listening with confidence. Fluency is not about knowing every rule or every word. It's about using the language to connect with others. Even native speakers forget words sometimes, or use bad grammar, and that's totally okay. The most important thing is communication. Can you get your message across? Can you understand what people are saying? If the answer is yes, even with some small mistakes, then you are already fluent or very close to it. So don't worry if your English isn't perfect. That's not the goal. The goal is to feel free when you speak, to feel like your words flow. And in this video series, I'll show you exactly how to get there, one step at a time. Let's talk about something really exciting, becoming fluent in English in just 5 months. That might sound like a big goal, and maybe you're asking yourself, is that even possible? Well, the answer is yes, it can be done. But there's a catch. It won't happen by accident. You'll need to be focused, stay committed, and follow a smart plan that actually works. Before we get into the steps, let's clear up something many people get wrong. Most people think fluency just comes with time. Like, if you study English for 1 or 2 years, you'll automatically become fluent. But that's not how it works. The truth is, it's not really about how many months or years you've been learning. What matters most is how you're using that time. Let's compare 2 people. One person studies English for just 2 hours a day, but does it every single day for 5 months. The other person only studies once a week for 5 whole years. Who do you think will speak better English? That's right, the person who studies every day. Because they're learning more often and practicing more. So, when it comes to learning a language fast, it's not just about how long you've been learning, it's about both the amount of time you study and how well you use that time. So, how much time should you actually spend if you want to speak English fluently in 5 months? Here's a simple rule. Around 600 hours of serious, focused English practice. That sounds like a huge number, but don't let it scare you. If you divide those 600 hours across 5 months, it works out to about 20 hours a week. That's a little under 3 hours per day, or around 4 hours a day if you want to make even faster progress. Now, you might be thinking, 4 hours a day? That sounds like way too much. But don't worry. You don't have to sit at a desk for 4 hours staring at a textbook. In fact, that's probably not the best way to learn anyway. The key is to spread your practice out during the day and to keep things interesting. For example, in the morning while you're having breakfast, you could listen to an English podcast. That's already 1 hour of practice, and you didn't even need to stop your routine. At lunch, maybe take 30 minutes to review some words or phrases you've been learning. You could read a short news article or even go through flashcards on your phone. Later in the evening, watch a fun English TV show or a YouTube video. Choose something where people are talking in real, everyday English. Focus on the way they speak, the words they use, and how they say things. And don't forget speaking practice. Spend 45 minutes talking to yourself in English, or have a conversation with a friend or tutor online. Repeat sentences you've heard, try to describe your day in English, or even record your own voice and listen back. All these little chunks of time add up. And when you spread your learning like this, morning, afternoon, evening, it feels much easier. It becomes a part of your normal daily life, not just a study session. So yes, becoming fluent in 5 months is absolutely possible, but you need the right plan, the right attitude, and most importantly, you need to use your time wisely. Quality and quantity both matter. Practice often, make it fun, and keep going every single day. Step by step, you'll get there. How to spend your English learning time the right way. Let's talk about something super important. How you actually use your time when learning English. A lot of people think, if I just spend many hours studying every day, I'll become fluent fast. But that's not really true. The number of hours you study matters, yes. But how you use those hours is even more important. Imagine this. You listen to English music or TV for 5 hours a day, but you don't really pay attention. Your mind is somewhere else. You're not learning much that way. Now, compare that to spending just 1 hour focusing deeply, maybe reading, listening, speaking, or writing, and really working hard to understand and improve. That 1 hour can help you more than 5 hours of passive learning. So, how do you make your study time high quality? Let's break it down step by step. 1. Don't just listen. Listen with focus. When you listen to English, don't do it like background noise. Really listen closely. Try to understand what the person is saying. Listen to how they build sentences. Notice the rhythm, the words they repeat, and the grammar patterns. Then repeat some of the sentences out loud. This helps your brain learn the natural way English sounds. It also builds your confidence. You're not just hearing, you're training your ears and your mouth at the same time. 2. Use material that's not too hard or too easy. Here's another mistake people make. They try to learn from things that are way too difficult. Maybe they try watching a news report or reading a hard book, and they only understand 10% of it. That doesn't help much. It only makes you frustrated. What works better is using something called comprehensible input. This means choosing material where you understand about 80% of what's being said or written. You know most of the words, but there are still some new things to learn. That balance is perfect for growing your skills without feeling lost. 3. Talk out loud, even if it feels strange. Reading and listening are helpful, but they're not enough. If you really want to become fluent, you have to speak. There's no way around it. If you don't have someone to practice with, no problem. You can talk to yourself. Describe your day, explain what you're doing, or repeat sentences from shows or videos. You can also find a language partner online or speak with a tutor. Speaking out loud trains your mouth and brain to work together. The more you do it, the more natural and confident you'll sound. 4. Enjoy what you're learning. Here's something a lot of people forget. Learning English should be fun. If you're bored, you'll give up quickly. But if you're enjoying yourself, you'll stay motivated. So choose topics that you care about. Watch English movies or YouTube channels that you love. Listen to English songs you enjoy. Read about your favorite hobbies, whether it's cooking, football, technology, or fashion. When you enjoy the process, your brain stays active and you learn faster. 5. You don't need to know every word in English. Many learners think, I need to learn 10,000 words to be fluent. That's just not true. In fact, most fluent speakers use the same 3,000 to 4,000 common words in everyday conversations. So don't stress about learning every new word you see. Focus on learning useful vocabulary that you can actually use. With just a few thousand common words, you can hold normal, real-life conversations in English. And that's what fluency really means. If you focus your time on the right activities, speak often, stay interested, and use material that fits your level, you will see progress faster than you think. It's not about doing more. It's about doing better with the time you already have. Let's talk about everyday English conversations. Have you ever stopped to think about the kinds of conversations we have every day? Most of the time, we talk about really simple things, like how the weather is, what we ate for lunch, how work or school is going, or what we like to do in our free time. These are the kinds of topics that come up again and again in daily life. You don't need to know any difficult or advanced English words like metamorphosis or subatomic particles to have a normal chat with someone. In fact, trying to learn too many complicated words can actually make things harder. You don't need to memorize thousands of English words to speak well. What helps more is knowing a smaller group of useful words, the ones that people actually use all the time in real conversations. This smaller group of words can help you speak clearly and understand others more easily. So, if your goal is to become fluent in English in just 5 months, Don't waste time on rare or fancy vocabulary. Instead, start with the basics. Learn the most common and important words first. These are the words that will help you talk to people, ask questions, give answers, and share your thoughts. Once you feel comfortable with those, you can slowly add more words to your list. But the key is to begin with what's useful right now. Why listening is so important for learning English. One of the best ways to learn English is by listening to it. Listening helps your brain get used to the way English sounds. It trains your ears to hear the music of the language, the rhythm, the tone, and the natural flow of how people speak. Listening is more than just hearing words. It helps you understand how real conversations work. That's why it's one of the most powerful tools for learning any new language. Try to surround yourself with as much English audio as possible. There are so many fun and helpful options. Podcasts about things you enjoy, audiobooks read by native speakers, YouTube videos on your favorite topics, movies and TV shows in English, songs with clear lyrics. When you listen often, your brain starts to notice patterns. You'll hear how people join words together, how their voices rise and fall, and how they speak in real-life situations. All of this helps you when you speak English yourself. But here's something very important. Don't just listen passively. If you want to improve quickly, you need to really focus. Don't just have English playing in the background like music. Instead, pay close attention. How do people say the words? How are the sentences built? What expressions do they use when they're happy, surprised, or asking a question? The more attention you give, the more you'll learn. Speak without fear. Mistakes are good. Many English learners feel shy or scared when they try to speak. Maybe they're worried about making a mistake or sounding funny. But you know what? Making mistakes is totally okay, and it's actually a really important part of learning any language. Nobody learns to speak perfectly from the beginning. Think about babies. When a baby learns to talk, do they say everything correctly? No. They make lots of little errors. They say words wrong, use funny grammar, and mispronounce things. But they don't care. They just keep talking. And because they keep trying, they get better every day. The same thing is true for you. If you wait until you're perfect before speaking, you'll never start. So don't be afraid to speak English. Talk as much as you can, with friends, teachers, or even just by yourself. Every time you try, you're learning. And every mistake you make teaches you something new. So go ahead and speak, confidently and proudly. You're not failing when you make mistakes. You're growing. If you really want to become fluent in English, you need to start thinking like someone who already is. The mindset you have is super important. A lot of people wait until they feel perfect before they speak. But here's the truth. You don't have to wait. Don't be scared to talk just because you make mistakes, or your pronunciation isn't perfect. You might mix up grammar rules, or say something a little wrong. And that's completely okay. Fluency doesn't mean speaking perfectly like a textbook. It means being able to talk to people and have a good conversation, even if you make a few small errors. The most important thing is that people can understand what you're trying to say. If your message gets across, That's a big win. You're already on the path to fluency. So, how can you feel more confident? Start small and easy. Begin by speaking English in a safe, comfortable space, like when you're alone in your room. Talk to yourself in English about your day, what you're doing, or what you're thinking. If you have a friend who's also learning, practice with them, or use language apps where you can chat with people from all over the world. The more you speak, the more relaxed you'll feel. Over time, you'll stop feeling nervous, and speaking will become easier. Here's something to remember. Doing something once or twice is not enough. If you really want to get good at English, you need to repeat things many times. It's just like training for a sport. Think about athletes. They don't just run once and call themselves champions. They train every day. They do the same moves again and again until it becomes easy and natural. You should treat English the same way. When you learn a new word, don't just look at it once and forget it. Go back and review it later. This method is called spaced repetition, and it works really well for remembering things. Here's how you can do it. At the end of each day, take a few minutes to look at the new words or phrases you learned earlier. Write them down, or use apps like Anki or Quizlet that help you review words on a regular basis. Seeing them again and again will help them stick in your brain. But don't just look at the word. Use it. Try to say it in a real sentence. For example, if you just learned the word opportunity, you could say, "This is a great opportunity to speak English. I had an opportunity to help someone today. Every day gives me an opportunity to grow. This video is an opportunity to learn." Keep using the word in different ways, and soon it will become a natural part of how you speak. The more you repeat, review, and use what you learn, the faster you'll improve. Just like champions train with focus and energy, you can do the same with your English. Practice often, stay patient, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how real fluency is built, step by step, with courage and consistency. Speak English out loud. Don't just think it. One very helpful thing you can do to improve your English is this: say things out loud. Don't just form the sentence in your head and keep it there. Actually speak it. Open your mouth and let the words come out. This may sound like a small thing, but it makes a big difference. When you speak out loud, you start getting used to the way your voice sounds in English. You also become more comfortable, speaking without fear. In the beginning, you might feel shy or awkward. That's okay. Everyone feels that way. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. It will soon start to feel normal. If you keep practicing like this every day, your sentences will begin to flow more smoothly, and your speaking will sound more natural. It's just like learning to ride a bike. You need to actually ride it, not just think about riding it. Review what you've already learned. Another thing that's really important: go back and review older lessons. Don't just keep moving forward and forget everything you learned before. Language learning doesn't go in one straight line. Sometimes you have to circle back and review what you already learned. It's totally normal. You might feel like repeating old lessons is boring, but it's not. In fact, repetition is one of the best ways to truly learn something. Every time you hear or read the same word again, your brain remembers it better. And when the time comes to speak, that word will pop into your head more quickly. That's why repeating is not a waste of time. It's how you build real memory. Live in English without leaving home. If you want to learn English faster, one of the best things you can do is to surround yourself with English all day. This is called immersion. It means you try to live your daily life using as much English as possible, even if you don't live in an English-speaking country. And yes, it's possible, no matter where you are. Every little change adds up. For example, try changing the language on your phone, your computer, and your favorite apps to English. That way, you'll start seeing English words all day, every day. These small changes help you become more familiar with English, without even realizing it. Watch and listen to English content. Try watching TV shows, movies, or YouTube videos in English. If it's too hard at first, use subtitles in your native language. Then, switch to English subtitles. And finally, try watching without subtitles. Pay close attention to how people say things. You can pause and repeat what they say out loud. You can also listen to podcasts or audiobooks in English. Pick topics you enjoy: sports, cooking, stories, whatever makes you happy. When you enjoy the topic, you'll stay interested longer, and you'll learn more without getting bored. You can listen to English while doing other things too: walking, cooking, or even cleaning your room. Just hearing the language again and again helps train your brain. The more English you hear, the faster you'll get used to it. Use what you learn every day. And finally, when you learn a new word or phrase, don't just look it up once and forget it. Try to use it in your own sentences. Speak it, write it, use it in your daily life. That's how it becomes part of your real vocabulary. So remember, practice speaking out loud. Go back and review. And immerse yourself in English every day. These simple habits, if you do them daily, can take your English to a whole new level. Even if you're not living in an English-speaking country. No matter what kind of content you enjoy, whether it's watching funny videos, learning new things, hearing the news, or listening to stories, you can turn all of these into ways to learn English. One great method is to create what we call English-only zones. This means you choose certain places or times in your daily life where you only speak, think, or listen in English. For example, let's say you're in the kitchen preparing food. Try to describe everything you're doing in English. If you're making tea, say to yourself, "I'm boiling water," or "I'm adding sugar." If you're cooking dinner, say, "I'm chopping vegetables," or "I need to get some salt." These small sentences may seem simple, but they help you build confidence. You can also choose different times of the day when you will only use English. In the morning, try listening to a short English podcast or news update while getting ready. During lunch, read a short article in English or watch a video with English subtitles. Before going to sleep, review a few new words or write a small journal entry about your day. All in English. These little changes might not feel like much at first, but if you do them regularly, they make a big difference. Over time, you'll find it easier to think in English and speak without stopping too much. Another great tip is to find people to practice with. You don't need to live in an English-speaking country to do this. Thanks to the internet, you can connect with English speakers or learners from all around the world. Try joining a language exchange program. Websites like HelloTalk, italki, and Tandem let you chat with native English speakers. They want to learn your language, and you want to learn theirs, so both sides win. You can choose to send text messages, voice recordings, or even do video calls. Don't worry if you make mistakes. That's how you learn. Most people will be kind and happy to help you improve. If you prefer meeting people face-to-face, check your city for language meetups or clubs. There are many groups where people come together just to practice English. Use websites like meetup.com or look for community events. These are safe and friendly places where everyone is there for the same reason, to learn and improve their English. Another easy way to find support is through social media. Join Facebook groups for English learners. Follow Instagram pages or Reddit threads about learning English. You'll meet people just like you, people who want to practice, ask questions, and share helpful tips. Some of them may even become good friends or study partners. The main goal is to practice English in real-life situations as much as possible. The more you speak, read, listen, and write in English, the faster your brain will get used to the language. You'll stop feeling so nervous and start feeling more natural and confident. Now, if you want to become fluent in just 5 months, there's one important thing to remember. You must work on all 4 key language skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. These 4 parts are all connected, and they support each other. Let's take a closer look at how you can get better in each one. Listening. Why it really matters. Listening is one of the most important parts of learning English. Why? Because when you listen to native speakers often, your ears get used to how real English sounds. You'll start to notice things like how people pronounce words. The way their voice goes up and down, that's called intonation, and how fast or slow they speak. These things help you sound more natural when you talk. Also, listening again and again helps your brain get used to common phrases and sentence patterns. Over time, this makes it easier to understand people. Whenever possible, ask someone, like a tutor or language exchange partner, to check your writing and give feedback. This is a great way to improve, because you'll learn what mistakes you're making and how to fix them. Make a daily plan. Stay consistent. If you want to become fluent in 5 months, the most important thing is consistency. You must practice English every single day. Even a little progress each day is better than doing a lot only once a week. Sample daily English routine, 3 to 4 hours total. Morning, 1 hour. Listen to an English podcast or audiobook while eating breakfast. Then, review 10 to 20 new vocabulary words. Use flashcards or an app like Anki or Duolingo. Afternoon, 30 to 60 minutes. Read an article or short story in English. Highlight new words, and write them down in your notebook. Evening, 1 to 2 hours. Watch a YouTube video or a TV episode in English. Practice shadowing for 10 minutes. Talk out loud about your day, or record yourself. Finally, write in your journal before bed. By practicing listening, speaking, reading, and writing every day, and by following a simple, balanced routine, You'll build strong English skills. With time, patience, and daily effort, fluency will come faster than you think. Daily English practice. Plan one of the best ways to improve your English skills is to follow a clear plan each day. Let's look at how you can do that. First, try reading a short article or a blog post in English. After you finish reading it, don't just move on. Try to explain what you read out loud, in your own words. This helps you remember new words and practice speaking at the same time. Later in the day, spend about 45 minutes talking to someone in English. This could be a language partner, a friend, or a tutor. Talk about simple, everyday topics like what you did last night, or what you plan to do on the weekend. These types of conversations are very useful for real-life speaking practice. Then, in the evening, watch a movie or a TV show in English. Don't just watch for fun. Pay close attention to how the characters speak. Notice their words, tone, and body language. Try repeating some of their sentences. Copy their expressions and how they say things. This helps you learn natural English that real people use. If you follow a routine like this every day, you'll get better in all parts of English: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. But remember, what matters most is not how many hours you study. What really matters is how well and how regularly you practice. How to stay motivated. When learning gets hard. Learning English in just 5 months is a big goal. It's possible, but there will be times when it feels hard. Some days you might feel tired, stuck, or like you're not making progress. That's normal. Here are some tips to keep going, even on tough days. Set simple goals you can reach. Don't just say, "I want to speak English fluently." That goal is too big and might feel far away. Instead, break it into smaller steps. For example, try learning 10 new words today, or plan to talk with your tutor once a week. Each small goal is a step forward, and when you reach it, celebrate it. You're doing great. Keep a daily record. Use a notebook or an app to write down what you did each day. Note the new words you learned, the videos you watched, or how long you practiced speaking. This will show you how much progress you've made, even if it doesn't feel like it. On days when you feel down, look back and see how far you've come. Give yourself small rewards. When you complete a goal, do something nice for yourself. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe enjoy your favorite snack, take a short break, or watch a funny video in English. These rewards make learning fun and keep your energy up. Learn with others. You don't have to do this alone. Join online groups, find a study partner, or take part in language forums. Talking with other learners can inspire you. You can share your progress, talk about challenges, and help each other keep going. Having someone to learn with can make a big difference. Remind yourself why you're doing this. Whenever you feel like giving up, remember your reason for learning English. Maybe it's for a better job, to study abroad, to travel, or to meet new people. Whatever your reason is, keep it in your mind. This will help you stay strong, even when it gets tough. Final words. You can do this. Reaching fluency in English is not something only special people can do. It's something you can do too. If you stay focused, practice every day, and don't give up, you can become fluent in just 5 months. But fluency is not only about knowing grammar or learning lots of vocabulary. It's also about being confident, understanding others, and being able to say what's on your mind. It's about building your skills a little every day and enjoying the learning journey. So stick with your plan. Make English a part of your daily life. Listen, read, speak, and write in English every day, even if it's just for a little while. The more you surround yourself with English, the faster you'll improve. Yes, there will be problems. Some days will be harder than others, but that's okay. Every time you learn a new word, understand a sentence, or talk to someone in English, you're moving forward. You're getting closer to your goal. By the time 5 months have passed, you might be surprised. You'll find that you can think in English without trying. You'll speak more clearly. You'll understand people much better. And the best part? You'll feel proud of what you've done. Learning a language is not just about getting to the end. It's about enjoying the little wins along the way. Your first full conversation, your first English book, your first joke in English. So don't give up. Be kind to yourself. Keep practicing. Keep learning. And most importantly, believe in yourself. You can do this. Your English journey has already begun. And the best is yet to come.